I'm about to start a color pencil drawing, and I'm going to take you through the whole entire process of setting up for a drawing. Now, what you see on the screen, that's what I'm going to draw. It's my face. The first thing we need to do is I need to edit it a bit to get the colors right and then print it out. Actually, I skipped the color editing part. I'm just going to print it out and see how the colors show up on the paper. That's what I usually print my reference photos on, 200 GSM. I'm pretty sure it is. Seems like I'm out of ink. Oh no. So there's the reference. That's what we're going to be drawing from. Why am I on an angle? Okay, what I've done is I've taken the image I just printed out and I've actually downscaled it. Reason being is there's just so much information in that photo. Because my GH4, when I take portraits, it's able to capture 4K images, and I don't need that much information in there. Is every time I do a drawing, in the past couple of years, I keep destroying it. I think I'm trying to add too much detail in my portraits. I'm just a little bit too lazy to add the ink in. Hopefully it doesn't distort the image. And I'll show you the comparison between the other image I just printed out. You've seen that one. Okay, don't worry. Let's have a look. But that one has less detail. This one has so much. I literally don't think my pencils could achieve that level of detail. If I tried, I would actually mess it up. I'm going to take this one. I like it. It's got a lot less detail. I'm going to color balance it, get the tones correct. Then I'm going to print it out and then start drawing. Time to change the ink. I should have done this a century ago. Yeah, that's dead. Okay, I replaced all the inks besides PGBK. I don't have no clue how much ink is in that thing, so we'll know if it doesn't print anything. Okay. You can see I actually do need to replace that one. This is one of the fastest printers in the world. This is the reason why I rarely do any color pencil drawings, because it takes a century to print a reference photo. Oh, okay, that's the drawing we're going to be doing, but I don't really particularly like it. Now, the print didn't come out as good as I thought it would. There's lines in it and ink splotches. There's so much detail crammed into this thing. I don't know if I can do that. Or I can, I just don't want to. I mean, I like to draw, but I don't want to be senile and old by the time I finish it. Let's have a look at these. That's way too much detail. Actually, I like this one better. That one looks like crap. This one, this is what we're drawing. I like this one, the one we printed out before. That is what we're going to draw. This sucks. It looks dead and grungy. The question is, can I reprint this out and get the exact same quality? Because this printer is sometimes senile, it won't do the exact same print every time, even if I use the exact same photo. So, fingers crossed. I just printed it out. Let's see if it shows up the exact same quality. Then we can move on to the next part, which is drawing it up. Oh, you can see my eyeball right there. Any second now. Any second. Okay, let's have a look. That looks wrong. Why do you look stupid? That isn't even close. It's darker. Is that because I put the ink in? And it actually has ink to print? I like this one. What the hell is this? No, this doesn't look right. Something's wrong. Oh. That's not the reference. I printed out the wrong reference. My phone's overheating, so we're going to make this real quick. That is what I just printed out, and it doesn't look right. That's because it's not right. It's actually that one. Remember when I was telling you about how I decreased the resolution of the image? I had too much detail in the photo. I was trying to draw too much. Is the reason why I was never finishing my portraits. And the other reason why I was getting over color pencil drawings is by decreasing it, I remove some of that detail. It allows me to free up a decade or two. So I think this is what we're after. So I'll print that. That has to be it. That yellow dot is triggering. But I am cheap, so I'm going to use every last drop of juice that little PGKB thingy has. Let's see. Oh yeah. I'm super smart. That is actually the original paper image. That's it. Okay, the next thing we do is we draw this up. There are 3 ways to do that. There is one is to use a projector. 2 is to do it digitally. You take this, you get the digital file, you take it into Affinity Photo or Photoshop, and you digitally outline it. Now you think that's kind of weird, but what you do is you print that outline onto a piece of paper. But you do it faintly. Don't do it like solid black, because that's going to be stupid. What you do is you make the outline like very faint, so it looks like it's been done in graphite. That's the other way. Or third way, and it's the most intense way and the hardest way, and the way that everyone thinks that you should do it, and I agree but don't really, is to do it manually. Anyway, those are the 3 musketeers that you can follow. It doesn't really matter which one you do. People have their opinions. If you're lazy, you're going to use a light box, like me. Or if you're feeling adventurous, you're going to draw it up. You know what? I'm going to draw it by hand because I want you guys to see me do it. Actually, no, I'm too lazy to do that. This video is already going to take too long. So I'll see you once it's all drawn up and show you the next step. Anyway, I want to show you what I meant by the outline, the digital outline, and printing that out. See how you have this outline here? I'll zoom in, or just move closer, whatever. You can see this outline here. And what you do is you get rid of the background, then you turn the opacity down to, let's say, 8. And so it turns it into that. So you turn the opacity down, then you export that, and there it is. It looks black because it's a PNG, so when you export it, you have to export it as a PNG. Anyway, let's print this. That's printing. My printer's not even on, good job. Okay, I just turned my printer on, like a normal person. My desk looks really messy at the moment. I do apologize, it's usually far messier than this. Okay, there we go. You can see the faint outline, I hope you can. I've never actually used this method on a color pencil drawing. So in none of my drawings you've ever seen, I've used this method. If you're thinking to yourself, why don't I just draw it up? You know, that's what real artists do. And I do agree with you, but my passion, as you guys know, my passion for art has gone the way of the dodo. So has my channel. And my only goal is to get this done as quickly as possible. And if this helps me get it done quicker, instead of spending 49 years drawing it up, then I'm going to probably do it that way. The other benefit is if you mess up, you can just print out another outline. That's really cool. Why is there so much dust in this room? I'm not that old. Also, yeah, I changed my mind with the one I'm planning on drawing. I was going to go for the one with the least amount of detail, but I'm actually going to go for this one with more detail. Now, the next thing we need to do is print out a stencil on the Stonehenge paper, which I'll do now. This desk here, I got this ages ago, and one of the biggest issues with it is it shakes. See that? Absolutely horrible when you're drawing. And when you're filming a 400-hour video, let's say, and you've got this camera shaking every time you hit that desk, you've got this really wonky looking video, and the focus cuts in and out, so it's great. I absolutely love it. Absolutely best desk I've ever had. I finally got my Stonehenge paper out, and it's loaded in there. And now I'm going to print out the thing. It only needs to do a slight faint outline on it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Is it there? You can't even see it. Well, that's just a waste of paper. Let's try the opacity on 15 and see if that shows up. That's my putty eraser. Absolutely great stuff. Now let's have a look. Okay, that's a bit better. I can actually see it now. I just cut up the reference and the thing underneath, so that's what I'm going to draw on. And there's my reference. I've got 5 more up there. Now what I need to do is set this area up to put this there, and then I need to get some new pencils to start this area here. You know how long it's been since I've set up a drawing here? I don't think you actually know the answer to that, but let's just say it's been a century. Might explain the dust. This is the light I'm using. I used to use an incandescent light. They had these like screw-in bulbs. But the problem with the incandescent light was when one of the lights were about to blow, it sort of flickered. And when it went off, it basically gave you a heart attack. Because it sounded like a gunshot. And it was like inches from your head. And usually you're holding a pencil at that time. The printer is packed away. Next thing I need to do is select color pencils. I haven't put the drawing down under here yet. Now, if you're wondering why I have a blue cover here, that's to protect my drawing from dust. When I pick color pencils for a drawing, I usually start from the area I'm working on. So I'll be working on this eye, this one, with the eyebrow included, so this whole area. But mainly the iris and the pupil. That's where most of the work will be. Black pencil. Obviously, I need a black pencil for the pupil. Like that's 100%. White pencil, obviously. So I always grab a white pencil. That for the iris, that brown. I can kind of see that it's going to need that brown. It's going to need orange, but not high saturated orange, probably a little less. I'll grab the higher saturated orange, just in case. But you can see a bit of orange on the right side of the iris. Now, dark brown. Another brown pencil. That's another brown pencil I'm going to grab. We're going to need grey, because despite what people think, and one of my pet peeves, actually it's not really, I just wanted to make it sound dramatic, is the white of the eye isn't white. It looks very white because it's surrounded by darker values, but it's actually kind of like a greyish colour, probably close to that. I'm going to need this for the skin tones. Even in the eye, there's red in there. So I will use this thing. Make sure you don't pick a pencil that's too saturated. You can use a pencil that's highly saturated in those areas, but the issue is the brighter the pencil in terms of colour, the more you'll have to work to contain it. Like, this is just too bright. You'll have to fight tooth and nail to get this to look proper. I do apologise that I sound weird because I'm sick at the moment. I think I've already told you like 39 times. Oh yeah, I'm going to use this dark grey. I can see that. A bit of brown and dark grey mixed in there. This is the orange I was talking about. It's not as saturated as this one up here. This one's like a lot brighter. I'll probably end up using that one. My main colors for the skin tones so far are these. But the issue is these are the predominant colors I'm going to use. But there is, like, you can clearly see purple in there, yellow, red, brown, green. There's so many different other colors, but the predominant colors are these. I'll go over this on another day. That was just a basic outline of how I pick my color pencils, so don't bother getting out your notepads. I'll teach you another day. It's all good. Don't panic. Don't sue me. Because I know a lot of people struggle with this, selecting color pencils for this. I got your back, just not right now. Now, if you're looking at this thinking, why would I have the reference strapped to the table like a prisoner? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to line up the way I want my drawing to be placed on the table. So this is just going to be like a template. I'm going to sort of try different angles because this table here goes on different angles as well as goes on different heights. My goal is to experiment with that, find the perfect balance. Once that's all good, then I grab my drawing and I place it there and I get the camera all set up. Actually, I might do the camera thing first on this so I know what it looks like in the camera. I've already ran into my first issue. The light that I brought for this, I don't like it. It's so dull. Like, it's very dull. And the problem is when you're drawing, you might not know this, but you need to be able to see your drawing. And this light is just horrible. But it's going to have to do. I literally have no other option. So you want to know something really stupid? I've been using this camera for like 10 years or 8. I cannot remember how to turn it on. I have been looking for the on button. I don't know how to turn this on. It looks old and junky, but it is the best camera I have, and it's not even mine, which is always the best kind of camera. The ones that, where is the on button? The whole thing's finally set up. It looks a little bit chaotic, but it's actually not. I've added this piece of paper here to protect the thing I'm drawing on from my hand, because if you've got your hand down here, you do not want to destroy that paper by getting oils over it. And the reference also has one to protect my hand from rubbing the colors off the reference paper. That I think is smart. Especially, look, you're spending like a couple hundred hours on a drawing. You want to make sure that you're not destroying all this. And I don't have the money to constantly keep printing out reference photos. I'm excited. I still, like I said, I've never tried printing out the outline onto the piece of paper like this. Because I'm worried that outline might show up through the colored pencil. But you know what? A little bit of fun, a little bit of experimentation. If it works, then you guys have a new method to quickly produce outlines and color them in. I'm about to start this portrait. I'm going to spend a couple of hours there and give you an update on how it's going. The reason being is I don't want to upload this video and end up destroying this portrait, and then you guys sitting there waiting for something that's never going to show up, like your own father. So what I'm going to do is give you an update and let you know that it is actually going to be something I'm going to complete. Usually the first section of a portrait is one of the most difficult things to do. Well, for me it is, because I end up accidentally rushing it or using the wrong color pencils. There are other reasons why I destroy the drawing, usually at the start. So I'm going to spend a couple of hours on there. So I destroyed the drawing already, so it's good news. The texture of the paper is completely gone. I'm going to keep going and see if I can fix it. If you do end up seeing this drawing some point, I will be incredibly shocked. This is one of the reasons why I think why I wanted to do digital painting. Because with digital, you don't need to worry about paper. You don't need to worry about pencils, setting up a camera. It's just so much easier. I tried to do the drawing, and well, as you can see on screen, it's not looking how you expected it to look. I got a little bit annoyed. Just a tad, not too bad. My patience for color pencil drawing is gone. Not only that, I know it sounds very complainy, but my eyes were aching, my neck was aching, my back was aching. I'm like old. Which explains, I think, why my room is full of dust. I will release this photo for you guys to draw, because I know a lot of you guys don't have access to cameras to take your own photos. So this photo here, I will release it and you guys can draw it. You don't have to worry about copyright claims. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this. Goodbye.